All the songs that I've been writing, they're sad. All the songs that I've been writing, they're sad. All the songs that I've been writing, they're sad. All the songs that I've been writing, they're sad.
Welcome in to Auburn News Today. Nick, Bubba, all my friends are leaving me. And it's sad. The portal taking my friends, Nick. The portal taking my friends, Bubba. Should I be concerned? Bubba.
We're going to be all right.
Dang, man. That was quick. We're going to be all right. Nick.
Yo.
See you writing letters. Sad letters.
Nah, I gotta get some stuff written down. What's up?
You write sad letters, man. You know, we got players, man, taken by the portal. Should I be concerned, man?
No, not at all.
Man, come on. Okay, let me ask y'all this. Y'all say, Bubba, you say don't be concerned. Nick say don't be concerned, man. Who in the world saw us losing defensive players like this, though? I didn't, honestly. The whole narrative when Hugh Freeze got fired was, man, keep DJ Durkin in some capacity, and we can keep, at least the defense. And a lot of the narrative I built around the next season was, man, if we can just keep the defense intact, bring in Golish, man, give us some offense, bring in somebody to give us offense, man, then we will be okay. That was a projection for us as Auburn fans having a good season. And now I'm seeing people like, man, we'll just be happy with 6 or 7 games now that they're seeing all these players like potentially enter the portal. Not that they will stay in the portal, but it's like the optics of it, man. Auburn fans, and I can't speak for Auburn fans, in chat, y'all could tell me, Nick, Bubba, you can tell me, what was y'all narrative different? My narrative was, keep DJ Durkin in the defense intact. That was a part of this whole transaction, man. Now the transaction is like it looks like it's blowing up. Talk to me, Nick. What you got on that, bro?
It's what happens when the coaching change happens.
On,
but here's the thing, though. What you gotta understand is a lot of these guys that you seen enter the portal were there before DJ Durkin got there. A lot of the guys that recruited them there to Auburn as position coaches aren't even there anymore. So these aren't really like DJ Durkin guys. Like Malik Blockton wasn't a DJ Durkin guy. Like Jay Crawford wasn't a DeMarcus Van Dyke guy. It wasn't, Jay Crawford. Ken Lee wasn't a DeMarcus Van Dyke guy. So I'm just, you're just looking at these guys. They that comes into it as well as some type of way as well too. They had relationships with people that weren't there, from the jump. You gotta understand, a lot of these guys came there because of Charles Kelly. Rayon Strader said when he committed to Auburn, the reason why he came to Auburn was because Charles Kelly put people in the league. And then less than a month later, Charles Kelly taking the head coaching job at Jacksonville State. So, it's the narrative of players don't commit to school, they commit to coaches. And that's kind of what you're seeing now. And so now when some type of emotional attachment that you had to being there is gone, now it becomes a financial situation, potentially. And now guys are trying to figure out where they can find value at other places. I'm not upset about it. I'm not concerned about it, because I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it for the longest. There's a system that this new coaching staff, the new head coach has in place. And people can freak out. We'll lean into it a little bit in these shows and we'll talk about it and stuff. But for the majority part of it, there's a system in place, man. And the one thing that I've known about people that have systems and have consistency and have some type of understanding of what they want to do, eventually it ends up paying off. And so not too worried about it because the system is going to be the equalizer to everything. And I'm excited to see what happens.
I will get back to the system thing. Bubba, you got any takes on that?
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and act like it doesn't matter. A lot of these decisions are money decisions. Specifically, Amaris, K and Lee, and Malik Blockton. Those are all money-based decisions. Jay Crawford, that one's more ambiguous. That's the one I did not see coming at all. But still, Jay Crawford really hurts. K and Lee really hurts because those are 2 NFL draft picks that you're losing, right? Malik Blockton hurts because you now have no 3 techs on the roster that can get pressure. So they are guys that you can replace, but it's going to be a lot busier portal cycle than I expected. And like Nick said, this is what happens when you have a coaching change, right? Amaris's edge coach left. Jay Crawford, Ryan Strader, and K and Lee's position coach left. It's just the nature of the beast, and we're going to have more guys. I mean, Melendez might be hitting the portal. Woodyard might be hitting the portal. You just got to figure it out. It's the new era of college football.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm speaking to, man. I'm like, as Auburn fans, we were saying, yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, it's all good. It's all, you know. But, man, I'm just speaking to the man, what you just said, Bubba. I don't think people were expecting, you know what I'm saying, some of the players that are leaving. You know, yeah, we got the portal. We can replace players. But I'm just speaking on this expectation. And what's up, Ant? And Ant says, Ant was like, he kind of did. So, Ant, I'm going to drop the line so you can call in because you one of the very few people that expected it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect the defensive exodus like we're having, especially, again, with the narrative that, you know, if we just keep DJ Durkin as a head coach or even more so keep him as the defensive coordinator, you know, that we'll be able to, you know, retain a lot of these players. And I know it's a lot of nuance to keeping these players, financial, coaches leaving, winning games. It's so nuanced, you know what I'm saying? But again, I did not expect it. What's up, Ant? And we're gonna have you. I'm gonna drop the line so you can call in and explain how you saw this ahead. Mike McKinney, what's going on, Mike McKinney? CJ DeJour, what's going on, CJ? Yeah, man, all my friends leaving, CJ. Yeah, Ant said he kind of did. Auburn Thal, what's up? Players leave, players come in. This is the nature of the beast. We were losing this while the coaching change. Our players want to go in and rebuild. What's up, Mob Ties? What's going on? How you doing? Plains Truth is in the house. WD. We need to keep some players on defense to compete in the SEC, man. I disagree. All the players are money hungry. I stand with Philip Dukes on that. Dang. Cam Cole and Malcolm Simmons, Bama bound. Okay. Bill Valentine.
That ain't happening.
Okay.
That ain't happening.
Okay, Bill Valentine. Okay, Big Jinx. Salute. What's up, Big Jinx? Susan Scales is in the house. What's up, Susan? How you doing? And we're gonna bring in my man Tez. We're gonna get his take on it, on the question I just asked. And we're gonna double back because, and I want to go back to Nick with the process because you said processes. Hugh Freeze had a process. He was like, we did this process over and hold on. Hugh Freeze did. He said we did this process over and over and over and over again, and there was an escalation to 10 wins in every place we've been with this process. You know what I'm saying? So how are we so sure Goal's process is going to succeed when Hugh Freeze, when he first started, he had a process, and I bought into the process of, okay, he did escalate at every place. He had proof of concept for every place he went. He did escalate in his wins. You know what I'm saying? So what do you say to that, Nicholas?
I think a lot of people bought into the process of recruiting. They didn't buy into the process of actually building a football program. So when we talk about process, yeah, there are processes, two different processes. Processes of actually building a recruiting class that people can be excited about. For the past couple of years, that's what we've been talking about. We've been saying that we were excited about, you know, the recruiting aspect of Auburn, but the on the field part is something that was still yet to be desired. But that's only part of it. When you're building a whole football program, man, that's if you're saying this is a third of the triangle, you know, you saying NIL transfer portal is one part, actually building the systems that's going to actually help you win games on Saturdays, having a philosophy that's going to help you win games on Saturdays, and then of course, you know, the recruiting aspect of it. A lot of people were excited, in my opinion, about the recruiting part, if you ask me. But you know, you can stockpile talent all you want, you know, but as we've seen for the past 3 years, stockpiling talent ain't the answer. You know, you got to be able to win games. You got to be able to have some type of philosophy that people can buy into. That's a different thing. And when I say when I say that there's a process that these guys have, that's part of it. Part of the reason why they have that because they have that is because there isn't, in my opinion, there isn't a miss on any part of that triangle. Any point of that triangle, I think they're balanced at all points of it. They have a system they believe in. They have a system they believe in when it comes to recruiting and transfer portal. When it comes to transfer portal and NIL, then they have a system of what they want to do when they get into the recruiting part. So that's how I look at it. I think there were major flaws in the previous coaching staff's 3 points, in my opinion.
Yeah, after we saw it. But I'm saying when Hugh Freeze first came, he had all 3 of those triangles, and he had proof of concept on the field as well as recruiting every place he had been. We knew Hugh Freeze could recruit. We knew Hugh Freeze could call plays. Otherwise, Nick Saban wouldn't have tried to hire the man if he couldn't. It's a different era of college football. Hold up, I'm just saying, if Hugh Freeze, Nick Saban wouldn't have tried to hire this man if he didn't know his ball. You feel what I'm saying? Nick Saban ain't fooling with him. Number 2, we knew he can recruit. Number 3, each place he went, he had proof of concept on the field. I'm speaking to Hugh Freeze before we saw it with our eyes, the same way we haven't seen Golish coach on this level as a head coach. You follow what I'm saying? So when we saw Hugh Freeze, he was saying the same thing and had proof of concept the same way. That's, you know, that's so what I'm asking is, what is different about Golish that we can assume that his, you know what I'm saying, system will work? Or what is he saying? He's saying will work.
Well, the thing about Hugh Freeze is that was a whole different era of college football. You can just recruit as much talent as you want to and stockpile it. You know, you stockpile that talent, and your team is just better than other teams. You know, this is a different era where you actually got to understand that you just can't stockpile talent in certain positions and think you can go out there and win. You got to be balanced about it. You look at this team and you see what he did when he was at UCF. You know, took a team that only won 4 games in 3 years, and then over the next 3-year period won 24 games, if I'm not mistaken. You know, that's a difference of opinion. You know, that's different. You know, it's not like you saw incremental progression with Hugh Freeze from when he got to Ole Miss with a recruiting class that was there a little bit. You know, won, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. And then as soon as that talent left, you know, he dropped back off to 5 games the year before he was unceremoniously let go. And then the same thing when he went to, when he went to Liberty. You know, he was an 8-win coach for 3 years. He was there, except for one when he had Malik Willis at quarterback. He won 10 games. So I mean, it's a steady process. You know, a steady process for him, man. This is a different landscape of college football, and the way that things happened 10, 12, 15 years ago is not going to work now. You have to have more, in my opinion, you have to have more of a free agency approach to this thing, more of a NFL professional approach to this thing, instead of just coming in and thinking that you could just go into the go in and just stockpile 5 and 4-star talent. You got to be able to evaluate that talent. This is a conversation we had Wednesday on Water Cooler Talk. We was talking about, you know, could we potentially see this potential this roster not be stacked full of 4 and 5 stars and because of evaluation and because of the fit, you could potentially see more 3 stars and more guys that are, you know, fringe 4 or mid 4-star guys on this roster, and it worked better than what we've been seeing in the past. So that's my opinion about it. I think that's just from the past 3 weeks of just, 3+ weeks of just trying to understand and see what Coach Golish is about and what he's done in the past, and just trying to get a understanding of his history as a coach, and where and everywhere he's been and how he's done more with less. That's just my opinion about it. I don't think I've ever seen Hugh Freeze done more with less. So it is what it is.
Okay, yeah, you know, and I'm gonna get what do you, Bubba? What do you think about that? Like I said, I'm not talking about Hugh Freeze after we saw him. What I'm saying is Hugh Freeze versus Golish, and Hugh Freeze took over a Liberty program that was nothing, and then he elevated that program the same way dude elevated USF program. What I'm saying is, what makes us think? And Nick has given his opinion. I want to ask Bubba. I want to ask Tez. What makes us think? What is different about Golish? And I'm talking about Hugh Freeze when he walked through the door and presented his resume. What is different? What makes us think this will be any different? Bubba, go ahead.
Well, I think the main thing is adaptability. You saw the way that Freeze handled things at Ole Miss. It worked. It absolutely worked, and that's something that you can't take from him. It worked at Liberty. He was pretty successful at Liberty, but in the new era of college football, he did not adapt well. He did not adapt to the portal well. And the big thing with Golish, the major difference between Freeze and Golish is the approach to scouting and the way that they view measurables. If you're going to play for Alex Golish and you're an edge, you cannot be under 6'3" and you cannot have sub 33.5-inch arms. It's just not going to work. If you're going to be a tackle, you cannot be sub 6'4" and you cannot have sub 33.5-inch arms. It's not going to work. So he has a way that he wants it to look, right? And then, of course, you can go inside the building. I don't know what he's like inside the building. All we know is what he says in interviews we've heard in the past. You know, coaches say things in interviews, and then behind the scenes, it's all BS. But what I can see from his roster is the way that he views scouting is measurables are the number one thing for him. So I think that is the major difference that's going to be coming. You saw he came into Auburn, and he cut Jamonte Waller immediately. He's just been cutting dudes left and right because they don't fit the measurables. So I think that's the major difference.
Okay. Okay. Tez.
Good. So we're saying what's the difference? What makes me feel like Golish would be more successful than Hugh Freeze?
Yeah, with Hugh Freeze, if you're seeing Hugh Freeze in his press conference coming through the door, not what we saw, and I know that's hard. It's hard to unsee what we saw the last 3 years, but I'm saying unseeing what you saw as far as Hugh Freeze at Auburn. What gives you encouragement that Golish would be any different, because he's presenting the same way. He's presenting the same resume. I did this. I built this program. I had this success and proof of concept. You know, I'm bringing my system in. Hugh Freeze said the same things. My question is, if you have any or see any difference, because that's what I'm fishing for, is what is the difference? So that's why I'm asking you guys, the experts, what is the difference, man?
Experts. Well, if you had to ask me, man, I think that despite what Hugh Freeze, how he came in, I've never heard Hugh Freeze preach a culture of accountability. And with Golish, that's one of the biggest things with him is accountability. The mentality of the players. He's when Hugh Freeze came in, the first thing he said was, "I need 3 years to get this roster intact." You know, that was it was one of the first things out of his mouth. I need to recruit at a high level and get 3 years to get this roster intact. Now, Golish has mentioned recruiting, but he hasn't mentioned it in the way that Hugh Freeze has mentioned it.
Okay.
He's more so focused on, I think Nick said it, getting the right guys. And like Bubba said, with the right measurables, with the right mentality, guys that want to be here. And I think that culturally for a football program like ours can have a great impact when you change the culture of a football team. That's the kind of culture that shows up in the fourth quarter of football games that we didn't have. That's the kind of culture that shows up in critical moments. And I think just that alone is worth a game, right? If you get the right type of guys with the right mentality that want to win, that fit the culture, you have a coach that is preaching accountability, that's worth a game in itself. Hugh Freeze never did that. He never presented himself as such, right? So I can't even be mad that he didn't do it, because he didn't come in the door and say, "Hey, I'm gonna hold these guys accountable." No, he didn't do that. Also, you got to think about, like I said, when Hugh Freeze was always talking to recruiting. Alex Golesh came in the door. He was not enamored with this roster at all. Now, we the fans, we love the roster and we love the pieces, but he never once looked at even when they asked him questions about it, he never said, "Oh man, this roster is great. We got these pieces here, these pieces here." He's like, "Nah, we got to evaluate everybody."
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The dude said, "I don't even trust the people outside of the football team, the people around here yet." He said, "That's going to take some time." So like that alone, right, is giving me confidence that if he can instill that type of mentality in the football team, man, it won't matter what the stars are, right? It won't matter. You just have a team full of people that are hungry and can win. You've seen what he's done with less, playing against better talent. Now, did he win those games? And some of them he did, some of them he didn't. But the team, you can tell that the team adapted the mentality of the coach, and there was a no quit, hard work mentality, right? To me, Alex Golesh and what he's saying, I don't know what he put on the field, but what he's saying embodies the beginning of the Auburn creed: work hard, work. I believe the work, hard work. Like that is, essentially what an Auburn man is. So we'll see, but yeah, that is it for me. Just the culture that he's preaching.
Okay, this is what I got out of this, and that's why I'm just like pressing this question, man, because I want everybody gave like, man, awesome answers, man. That's why you guys are experts. Nick says, and you can tell me, man, this is not what I'm saying, because this is what I got out of what you guys are saying. Nick saying, Hugh Freeze and his philosophy and what he was presenting was outdated when he got to the door. Bubba is saying Golesh is more player measurable focus. And Tez is saying accountability. Is that correct? Is that correct, everybody? Okay.
I think all of that is true.
Yeah, right. So I mean, those are good, excellent answers, man. Like I said, I'm not pressing to be argumentative. I'm just pressing to really get down to like the fine points of the argument. And those were like, man, excellent answers for people who are wondering, man, what is the difference between Golesh and Hugh Freeze? You heard it here first, man. Mob Tide says we're gonna be fine, guys. I promise. I understand we're 5-7 back-to-back seasons. New system is what we had to have. Yeah. And then that's another question too, man. It's like we have new players, and you'll see. Big Jink says January 2nd is gonna be the tail of the tape. I agree. Well, after that, what is the close of the portal? 28th?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be the tail of the tape. That's when we can really evaluate, because there's no spring portal, man. It's no redos. After this, it's pretty much it. It's like, y'all do know Derek Nix is the wide receiver coach at Bama. Nix is bringing Simmons and Coleman with him already in the work.
No, the hell he ain't. Great
for you. Great, Bill. Great. That'll be awesome, man. Great. That'll be awesome for Alabama. What's up, Ed? Mr. 21, God body, War Eagle. Yeah. She's Big Jink says we keep talking about getting players out of the portal, but, and this is my thought, and we'll get to this, every team will be plucking players available. So AU has a lot of work to do. Yeah, we're not the only team that's going to be getting players out of the portal. So you're going to have to face the same kind of deal to a degree with money issues, because people are going to be going to the highest bidder. In my opinion, unless our roster was being paid so much, skyrocketed out of the roof, that it's uncomprehendable. You feel what I'm saying? Retaining your players under normal circumstances sometimes is easier than going to get them out of the portal. It's like you're fighting, you're going to be doing the same thing. The people out of the portal are going to be going to the highest bidder also. So I don't think it's going to be as easy as people are making it out to be. Yeah, our players are gone. We'll just get a player out the portal. The people are in the portal for the same reason our players are getting in the portal. Money issue. For some of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, but for some of them, they're getting in for the same reason, money issues. So, what were you saying, Bubba?
Yeah, me and my dad was saying that you just got to hit on your evals. That's just, at the end of the day, you can't be paying a corner that's not worth seven figures. It's not gonna work that way.
I agree.
Right.
I agree with that. Ed Darby said high standard to coach with Nick Saban. 10 years ago, Nick Saban would have fired Hugh Freeze quicker if he didn't put it in work. I agree with that. We all know that. He did. Major Applewhite left after a year. I don't know the circumstances, but why? I was in the office, but he only lasted a year. He said, Godbody says Auburn will struggle next year depending on the Porter acquisition. Shaking my head. Be prepared. The only thing to save Auburn is proof of concept. We do not have that at the moment. That's a good post, man. Are we going to be the new G5 school in the SEC? I don't know. And that's going to be the next question, man. I want to ask about hard work and players wanting to play versus talent. You know what I'm saying? Which do you choose? Me, DC, man, I want that talent. You know what I'm saying? Like Kirby Smart said, this is Kirby Smart's word. He was like, you're not going to outcoach talent. That's not my quote. That's Kirby Smart said that. He's like, you're not going to outcoach talent. He says, there's no difference in my opinion between the two. It's just we're being hopeful. That's a good answer, man. Man, you're gonna struggle as long as I don't know, man. Cooks are still in the kitchen,
Just take the caps lock off, please. Take the caps lock off,
right? Like screaming at us. What's up, Felix the cat? Golders might be bringing in great coaches and staff. I still haven't seen any anything jump off the page. Yeah, okay. And Godbody is going the same thing. So this is just the question I'm asking. It's like, bro, we getting excited, and I'm just as excited as any. But then I have to temper my excitement sometimes. And then we just really let's evaluate this thing, because I don't want to go into next season, man, with this overhype, man, and we go 6-6 again. This no. Gold's got to prove he's done nothing yet, man. That's a good. Every coach that has left or gotten fired has had huge turnover in the era. Remember Bama and A&M. They both lost like 40 players. Let's wait and see. Yeah, what we get.
Right.
Yep. What's up, I believe Crimson? What's going on with you, man? My brothers. He said my brother. Golish has 1 year OC and 3 years head coaching. I have to see it before I run with it. I agree with you on that, man. Not just the players, tears the whole program, Ed Darby says. Staff included.
Fact.
He said Golish has a win over Saban. That's nothing.
means nothing.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze had 2 of them.
Right. That only matters to Alabama fans.
What's up, Chris? How you doing? Man, 6-6-5, 7-5-7 last 3 seasons. We are surprised. I think, I said I'm surprised because of the defensive stuff. Like I said, the narrative we had going on, that if we retain Durkin, we can at least retain the defense. And my mind was working like that. Man, we can retain the defense and bring in a offensive mind. We can take this light jump, this jump, man. Were you surprised with that? With the defensive exodus, Tez? Because we didn't have to get to ask you that. I was saying with the narrative of defense, DJ Durkin staying. People were saying that, we can at least retain the defense and bring in an offense. So are you at least any surprise on any of the defensive players that have left? Or they haven't left. They just going important. We could get all these players back. So
yeah, I was surprised. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought that like a lot of the attrition that we see be on the offensive end of football, just because it underperformed, thought those players would want to be in a proven system. Seeing how the defense looked, I thought those players would be happy, especially like Malik Blockton, Jay Crawford. The K&L one didn't. I don't know. I think he was always kind of on the fence about being here at Auburn. But when I hear that it's restructuring the contracts and things like that, it's not surprising. And also, I believe in DJ Durkin, right? We talk about proof of concept. We talk about this a lot with Alex Golish. The one thing that DJ Durkin has on his side is proof of concept. He's proven that he can coach a defense up. There's still some talent on that side of the ball. We recruited the secondary very well, I think. And in recruiting the secondary very well, we recruited a lot of the guys that fit Durkin's mentality and what he wants to do. So the guys that you see on the roster aren't just big names. They are people who fit his system and actually want to play football for him. So I mean, I'm not worried because it's still early in the portal. It's a lot of names out there, but like you said, January 2nd has to come. You mentioned it earlier that you didn't think that we were spending a lot of money on players, astronomical amounts, but and they put up that top 25 list. We had 3 players in the top 25 highest paid in the country. So it's like, I don't know. It's like spoiling your wife, right? Like if you buy a whole bunch of stuff, then you make it hard on the next man if he's not willing to do that. So I think that's probably something similar to what you may see in when come this portal time. You see these players, you know, maybe thinking that they can get the same type of offers that Auburn was paying them, and realize that like, nah, that's kind of the only place that was dishing out money like that on the front end. So I was, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh yeah, I just knew these players and I'm not worried. I'm worried about that defense. I want to keep as much defensive talent as we can because the offensive system is new in it, and I expect some growing pains with that. The one thing that we can consistently put on the field, I think, is defense. So, yeah, I would love to see those players back, but surprise, yeah, some of them I would.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, man. I'm like, we could expect growing pains on offense. I just didn't want the growing pains on the defense, man. I just kind of wanted to keep as many intact as we could and kind of see what we saw last year. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and this might be a hot take with Can Lee and Crawford. If Crime Dog was the defensive cornerbacks coach right now, and they would have retained him, I don't know if he's on the staff at any way. But if they would have retained him, I would have been less concerned with the cornerbacks, honestly, because those are the, cornerbacks he took, Crawford and those guys, man, and he's been successful with first-year cornerbacks. So with Woodby and all these guys at cornerback, if Crime was there, I would be less concerned with the cornerback. Van Dyke, I have to see him do it with my own eyes. I haven't really watched him, as a coach in other places. I'm just speaking to what I've seen with Crime Dog. He's been very successful, even with first-year cornerback. So Ant says he know a huge difference, and I'm gonna give y'all the line, man, and let you talk about these big differences. What's up, Gregory? He says, bro, on the bottom looks like Hugh Freeze looking. I thought money like that. Money is what they Auburn will also have a lot of snaps available. To put out tape. Yeah, Auburn better use that 30-minute wisely. When the Catbird seat. He was a starter OC. I don't know what that means, man. I believe Crimson said, how do y'all feel about Derek Nix? Was he the problem? Or was Freeze the problem? Nix was not the problem. We saw that, man. After Vanderbilt, he put up 38 on Vanderbilt away. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't put but 3 on Kentucky at home. So that should tell you the tale. I don't want Nix at Auburn being I don't want Nix at Alabama being the OC. Please. Ryan Williams might be available. Sadly, can Nix fix him? I don't know, man. Talent still has y'all see, but see, this is the thing though, is Alabama why y'all chiming in, bro. And I told my brother this, who's a Georgia fan. When this season is over, y'all gonna be dealing with the same thing Auburn is dealing with. You're gonna have to pay those players and retain those players that took y'all to this playoff. Well, the committee took y'all to the playoff, but played, in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have to deal with the same thing. You don't know if Ryan Williams coming back. You don't even know if you can afford Cam Coleman at this point, because you got to retain your own roster. So, kind of chill on that. Talent still has to be coached. I agree, Ed. Hypo has the win. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not supposed to evaluate pay for play in NIL. I don't think that is the same. You guys could tell me. I don't think that applies to when you're getting paid from the cap. That's when you're on the NIL side. When you're on the collective side getting paid, you can't be paid for play, if that makes sense. Does anybody understand that question and what he's asking? I understand what he's asking. Remember with NIL rules, people couldn't be paid for play because it's not name, image, and likeness. You're getting paid for your name, image, and likeness, not for your play on the field. So you couldn't be incentivized when it came to name, image, and likeness, getting paid from a collective. That was against the rules, because you're getting paid for your image, not for playing at the school. That's why Proctor could leave Iowa and not be penalized, because he was not getting paid to play at Iowa. He was getting paid for his name, image, and likeness. So now you have name, image, and likeness, plus you have being paid under the cap. So maybe being paid under the cap, you can be incentivized, but name, image, and likeness, I don't think you still can, because it's not for you to play at all. It's just for your name, image, and likeness, if that makes sense. What do y'all think on that?
That sounds right to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how I understood it, but it's probably teams, I don't know, that's promising it anyway. Like, I don't think everybody's following the rules.
Yeah, I get that too, man. Thought says I think the revenue issue changed that. Yeah, that's what you're saying. You said, can y'all write a manual on being optimistic? Being 66, man, y'all can write a manual because you know what I'm saying. Alabama went through the same thing, man. I was commenting with Kangaroo Black on this, man, because he did a whole thing on how Auburn is like, to paraphrase, like they cursed and all this stuff, you know. And I was like, dude, every name, it's like so many programs have been through what Auburn has been through. It's just Auburn is going through. Alabama went through it. I remember Alabama football when Alabama football was trash. When Alabama football was hiring coach after coach after coach after coach till they got to Nick Saban. Tennessee went through the same thing till they got to Josh Heupel. Florida is going through the same thing we're going through now. It's not foreign, but people are trying to make what Auburn go through because I guess Auburn make it some foreign anomaly, man. A lot of schools go through the same thing. Florida's going through the same thing. Tennessee went through. Alabama went through. You know what I'm saying? Georgia, look how long Georgia was just like, they didn't go through it to the depth we're going through it, but they were just a good team for a long. I mean, Auburn had won national championships, and Georgia was still just a good team. You know what I'm saying? So they went through it from Dooley all the way to Kirby Smart before they got back on that championship level, man. So it's not for them, man. Steelers, and I'm asking y'all guys, man, any thoughts on the playoffs? So y'all just put that in y'all mind, man. Ryan Williams was not happy this year. He asked Santa for glitter nail polish last year. Wow, man. Wow. Was that top 25 official? Okay. College football rosters are year to year. Doesn't matter if you're 3-9, 15-0. I'm sure G5 coaches are laughing at P4 coaches crying about their rosters. Yeah, it's like somebody said that too, man. What we're dealing with is year-to-year free agency. I mean, the whole team, not just 6 or 7 players like the NFL. We're dealing with the whole team. So let me ask y'all this. Any thoughts on the playoffs this Saturday, man? Anything that stick out to you? One thing that stuck out to me about the playoffs was, man, people talking about the G5 teams don't belong. Saban say they don't belong. And then you get this Saturday, man. What's y'all thoughts on that?
Man, I mean, listen, I was rooting for one of them to win.
Okay.
My team not in it, I'm gonna get the worst possible seed and root for them. I wanted to see Tulane or James Madison pull up the upset.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's just 2 games that happened. Now you got Tulane, who I think that they probably were a bit overmatched, but that James Madison, man, I think people just watch the scoreboard sometimes in these games, because if you watch that James Madison game, it's a lot to that team. They put up over 400 yards of offense, 300 yards passing. They lost the turnover battle, which ultimately why they didn't win. But like, I can see that team, if they can retain that roster and come back and play disciplined football, giving a Power 5 team a run for their money, or winning a Power 5 game. Like they're well coached. And maybe some of that speaks to Oregon on the defensive end. Now, the Oregon did take their starters out, and then they had to put them back in. But even when they put them back in, James Madison was still able to move the football. So, I'm not saying that the game was close or anything like that, or James Madison had a shot. I don't want nobody to take it that way. But like, man, I don't know. When I watch football, I watch for like discipline, watch for how these players adapt to the system, and can you move the ball? Like ultimately, when I'm watching a group of 5 team versus a Power 4 team, that's what I'm looking for, is can you move the ball? And they were able to move the ball both on the ground and through the pass. So that's not gonna stop. We just talked about it. Like, people saying that the group of 5 should have a NIT, but at the same time, man, these schools are very proud. You have to get them to agree to that. These group of 5 schools think that they can play with the big boys. They're trying to recruit as such. So we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting. I think, a different format where you get the right group of 5 matchups kind of like college basketball does when you think about mid majors. Like they end up with the right mid majors. Like they end up with the mid majors that can actually make noise. So I don't know. I thought it was. It was just talking about the group of 5 teams. I thought it was, blowouts, but still, like that one game, I say James Madison did look like a team that I'm not gonna, should they be in the playoffs? Should they not? That's up for somebody else to decide. But they look like a team that can play with a Power 4 team. I know some teams in the SEC, like you put them up against Kentucky, I might take James Madison.
Gotcha. Yeah. Bubba, any surprises with you with the college football playoff Saturday or Friday?
I was surprised Bama went down 17-0 to Oklahoma. I thought that was going to be a game that ended, and there was never really any doubt that Bama was going to pull it out. But Ty Simpson, he started off rough, but when he's on, they're on. It's that simple. And I'm not necessarily anti-G5, but that Tulane team, you could see it all year. That was not a playoff caliber football team. The ACC is a disgrace to football. The fact that they let a 5-loss team win their conference just ruined everything.
That was wild.
But I mean, it's really simple. They just don't have the same caliber athletes that Power 5 schools do.
Well, so the highlight of the weekend for me, man, was Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin whipping that 12 jersey, man. That was the highlight of the weekend, man. Michael Irvin, man, is like, wow, Michael Irvin is enjoying his best life, man. Shout out to that guy, man. Nick, any surprises for the weekend college football playoffs with you?
I got a video about this coming out tomorrow morning. But no, not at all.
Okay.
I thought Tulane is who I thought they were all season. JMU is a better team than Tulane, in my opinion. Thought they should have been. I believe they are ranked higher than them. But I disagree with y'all about that Tulane, about that JMU Oregon game. Yeah, JMU played to the end of the game, but it was 34-6 score at halftime, and Oregon turned the ball over 2 times and still had a score against them. I give it to Alonzo Barrett. I give it to those guys on that team. They were able to move the ball down the field, but difference is line of scrimmage in that game was a detriment to JMU skill position wise. Those guys can go; they can go up against anybody in the country. But the line of scrimmage between JMU and Oregon, you just saw the difference there. And in the second half, yeah, they came back and they actually covered the spread, but that was not a game at all. Doing the whole game,
not at all.
It was not a game at all. It wasn't. I mean, it looked from the way it ended, because the hope that JMU when they were scoring points at the end, and the way it looked, people was like, "Oh yeah, it was a game." No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But I got a video about this we'll talk about tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna expound more on it then.
My man, Godbody says he still don't see how they let Derek Nix go to Alabama, man. At Darby, Ty says it's a better team. Don't lose that much. We have to trust the process. So GR, how you doing, man? Apple White was a starter OC. That was, yeah, I guess so. GR says hate to see Blockton go. Blockton was a surprise. Yeah, that was me.
That's the biggest hit we taken.
Yeah, I like Blockton, man. I love his attitude. If you saw the practice tapes, I loved it. Yeah, I agree with you, Bubba. That is a big loss, man. I still find it odd that the shift to wide receiver for Nix. He has been a running back. No, Nix was he was a wide receiver coach at Ole Miss before he left.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a running back coach. Then he moved to wide. He's been a wide receiver coach at Ole Miss. That's what he was before we got him. We lost 0 people in the last portal, huh? Okay. I'm not saying it'll happen again, but maybe you're talking just about the spring portal. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you
got to be talking about the spring portal only. And then you got to think we don't have the spring portal anymore. So,
yeah,
man, y'all gonna lose people in the portal, bro. Get ready. It's like you just not gonna be able to retain all these players because they're gonna want their payday. Period. These players gonna want their payday, man. So we got my homies coming in. We got Kid Country coming in. We got Godbody, and we're gonna hear from them right quick. And yeah, we still got a chance to retain some guys, man. That's why Greg Bynes started rallying the cup last year. It's still not gonna be enough tight. What's going on, Nick? Bruton, Alabama. What's up, Roddy Williamson? What's going
Black
on?
Magic.
Can't even be excited about the basketball team. Yeah, they got blown out again. They got blown out again for the third blowout of the season. And yeah, they're facing some top tier teams. But man, it's like they don't seem competitive against these top teams, man. When the last time Alabama went 6-6? Man, we're talking about the era where before Nick Saban, man, y'all was in the wilderness, bro. Go research before Nick Saban. Y'all in the wilderness. Yeah, he said we're just on the other side now. Yeah, man. Bama and UGA went through the same things. They did. It's just revisionist history, man. Hire and fire coach before the year, before they even coached a game. Bama in the early 2000s. Yeah, you just go back and research. Y'all hired a coach and fired him before the season even started, man. It's crazy. That was some crazy stuff y'all went through. USC, Nebraska, Miami. Yeah, Miami went through it. Nebraska is going through it. USC, Florida State. Yeah, all have been through it, man. Thank you, Ed Darby, man. Bama lost 6 straight Iron Bowls not that long ago. We seem to forget that, man. Just think about 15 years ago, Cam Newton was a complete steal for $180,000. That's what Charles Barkley said. He said, we paid $180,000. He was like, that was a good deal. We all but just on the other side. JMU got dog walk. It's our worst decade for sure, man. And hit for sure, man. Can anyone wait 4 or 6 years for a turnaround? No, but in NIL, this is the thing about NIL, I will say tight, is NIL. Y'all check out Tight Sports, Alabama Megacast, man. If you're Auburn, if you're Alabama, man, check them out, man. What I will say, man, this is better than the NFL. What I like about the NFL is parity and the draft process. You can be bad one year and then you can draft well, and then you can be within the hunt within a few years or so. Depending on how you draft, you can turn it around. But with college football, what the good thing about it is, bro, you can be like straight dog dumpster juice, trash juice, the juice in the bottom corner of the dumpster 1 year, man. And if you have enough money, man, you can win a national championship the next, because you can turn over your whole roster. You can go raise somebody else's roster if you have enough money and say, hey, man, you can get these agents and say, man, tell this guy to get in, tell this guy to get in, tell this guy to get in. We got millions of dollars for him. We got free flowing money over here, and you can turn it around. That's the exciting thing about college football and the thing to be optimistic about. So when you say the 6-6 stuff being optimistic, it's a different story. It's not like it was with Alabama and just this dynasty, man. You got money. Everybody can spend money now. And then the whole roster turns over every year. Bro, everybody on the Alabama roster can be on the Auburn roster when the season starts next year. That's the craziness of college football. You can just overhaul your team, man. Let me bring in my man, God Body Science, and then we're going to hear from my man, Kid Country. Auburn throw is after that. All right, man. God Body, what you got to say, man? Talk to me, Nick. Cue up the set, man, Nick. You got 3 minutes, God Body. Go for it.
Y'all hear me?
We hear you, man.
Yeah, 2 things. I'm gonna be brief as usual.
Okay.
Going back to the basketball, I hate to get divert real quick, but I told you guys probably a couple of weeks ago about this basketball team, about the expectation of it, about the talent on it, the athleticism on it. I spoke about that 2 weeks ago before these guys even started taking a loss. And I gave you guys a heads up, and I tell you, this is not a team that's going to be competitive. This is not a team that's going to be anything close to what the expectation of what we were discussing that week. They're not that. And later on, as you see, as the weeks progress on, you see what they're doing right now, what's happening with them. You know what I'm saying? There's no leadership, no guy. Tahar Petford, he was a 5-star, but he's not the 5-star. That makes sense to you. He's not that. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to football. Auburn's in trouble, man.
Okay.
The state of Auburn's football, everything is in. This is the worst that Auburn has ever been in. And I get what you're saying, Wolf, about everybody goes through it, but Auburn is beating themselves still. This is the thing about Auburn. Auburn keeps. I don't know who's in control, who's making the calls, who's we've had people in our wheelhouse that were working at Auburn that we have continually allowed to leave the program and go elsewhere and make dynamic splashes when it comes to offensive coordinators, recruiters. It doesn't matter. I don't understand for the life of me how Auburn allowed Nix to leave and Watson, Kenyatta to leave. I don't understand. Like the key that Kenyatta holds over Atlanta in the Southeastern Conference, his connection. I don't see how they allowed him. It would have been in the contract. Goalies have to keep him. We had to find something somewhere for him to do to be a part of under the umbrella, be a part of the team. And he wound up leaving along with Coach Nix as well. But then you trade that up for someone like Cody Burns. Now I'm not bashing Cody Burns. He's not that. He's not. He's not. He was here before doing the same coaching wide receiver. He's not there, and that wasn't that long ago. That wasn't that long until Auburn got to get out of that. I understand we hire these coaches; they bring in their own regime, their own people, and that thing of the nature. But you still have to lay certain things out. Say, hey, this is what you get with this guy. We know this is what we get with this guy. You understand what I'm saying? He's been here 2 or 3. Like I tell you, I'm a metrics guy. I'm a metrics guy. We all can sit here and know the metrics you get from Coach Nix. We all can sit here and know the metrics we get from Kenyon Washington, who he brought to the program, what he did for the program. And to sit here and allow him to leave and want him to go to your number one rival, that's unacceptable, man. That's totally unacceptable for Auburn to do that. Golish is okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's okay, but I don't. Like I said, it's gonna have to be proof for to show that these other players, these other people. That okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead and finish up and we'll go bring on Kid Country.
I'm trying for you a bone. I see you.
You almost hit my car.
You know,
What got going on? Keep on it.
But like I said, Goal is gonna have to like. I know his offense is it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the defense, we're losing a lot on the defense too.
Okay.
And I heard people talking about defense, those corners or everything, we're losing a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it is what it is. You know.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it go. You know what I'm saying? War Eagle, you guys.
War Eagle, man.
War Eagle.
Yeah, you caught it on the basketball, and we'll see how that thing works out, man.
As far as the Kenyatta thing, what did you want him to do? He got a promotion at his alma mater. What were we supposed to do about that?
Yeah, Kenyatta got a promotion. He got a promotion. Let's bring in my man, Kid Country. Elwood, what's going on, Elwood?
What's going on, man?
You man. What's on the menu today, boss? It's on that menu. Tell me.
Oh man, ain't nothing on the menu today. I want to open today, man. I ate me some. I actually ate me some Chinese food today, man. But blowing in the weather. Blowing in the weather started jumping in anyway. But
I guess. Okay.
I don't want to be Debbie Downer.
Okay.
I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I'm concerned about something.
Okay.
I'm letting too many high-level players walk out the door for reasons. NIL. Here's my thing about that. You're going to have to pay the player that you're bringing in, bro. So why would I let the known walk out the door for the unknown when I'm going to have to pay the same damn money? Like, the number that these guys asking for, what you expect to pay a top player in the portal. You're going to have to pay that same money, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So, you just made a good point. That's why I say about the recruiting and about the going to get a bunch of lower players. Well, you seen what that do. Tulane, James Madison. Good coaching gonna only take you so far in the SEC, bro. You're going to have some dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, you let all your dogs walk out the door and fill those positions with puppies. Hey, Auburn is kind of in a rocky situation right now, and it's a scary place to be in because if this don't work out, they're gonna start out bad for goalies. You could be a better football team next year and may have a worse record. When you look at the schedule, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You could actually be a better team and still a 6-6, you know what I mean? Or 7-5 team, but you way better. You know? So I just help the way that this going, the one word that I want to preach is patient. Because it seems like as an Auburn fan, we just gonna have to be patient and let this thing play out. But I won't be one of these people to just jumping off the bridge for goalies at this moment. I'm concerned. I'm a loyal Auburn fan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting some damn good guys walk out the door. Not saying that they're not gonna bring no guys in. So I guess just one of them situations, man. We just gonna have to let it all play out. But it don't feel good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe once we can find out who we bringing in, then I feel a little better about things. But I can't lie like I ain't concerned, man. And it's always good jumping on chatting with y'all, boy, man. And I'm out of here, baby.
All right, man.
Y'all have a Merry Christmas, man. Y'all be blessed, boy.
You
Shout out
good.
to Elwood.
All
Shout
right,
out to
man.
Elwood.
Any thoughts on that, y'all, before we go to the next caller? We finna go to Auburn Thought next.
Yeah, that was a very rational take, as typically is with Edward.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Appreciate you. Hey, man, y'all check out Elwood, man. Go ahead and subscribe to Elwood at KIDD Country with a K. You know what I'm saying? And go and visit his restaurant. Analyze, right, Nick?
Yeah,
Where is it,
Highway 14.
Highway 14, baby. All right, man. The Auburn Thought is in the house. What's up, my man? What's going on?
War Eagle, everybody.
War Eagle.
What's up?
Remind me, there's no spring portal this year, right?
There's no spring portal.
So, they were talking about Alabama didn't lose anybody in the spring portal last year. Ain't nobody going to lose anybody in the spring portal this year. They had 23 people walk in January last year, just like everybody else.
Right.
People are going to leave. People are going to come in. That's just the nature of the beast.
Thank you, man.
I wanted to address something that Godbody said before I got into what I wanted to say originally.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody complains Auburn's got too many cooks in the kitchen. Outsiders, those alumni always got the finger on something. They're always meddling.
Mm-hmm.
And now you want the alumni and the administration to meddle and tell Golish how he has to run his program and who he has to hire and keep?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that kind of counterintuitive to what you've always wanted? No cooks besides the head cook in the kitchen? I mean, you can't force him to keep people he doesn't want to keep. That's what we complained about. We thought that was happening, is why we couldn't get the coaches we wanted. But going back to earlier, I don't think the Group 5 belongs just because they don't have the money that the Power 4 has. Yeah, you're going to get some Group 5s that can beat some Power 4 teams. But when you're looking at the top of the Power 4 versus the Group of 5, it's not a fair contest. They should have their own playoff. I like Nick's idea from a few weeks ago. But as for Golish, he may flame out spectacularly just like Freeze did. None of us can know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it, and he doesn't have that history of bad personal decisions that Freeze had coming into this. So there's a difference. I think he's more obsessed with football and is going to be more of a grinder than Freeze was. So I'm hopeful. I can't make any promises, but I'm hopeful. But yeah, it hurts. Some of these quality players are leaving, but quality players are going to leave every year, guys. It'll all be okay. War Eagle, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Appreciate you, man. Auburn Thought was in the house. Merry Christmas to you. We got my man 46-8 is in the house. B Sharp, what's up, baby? What's going on?
Fine.
He on mute. Got that Alabama cricket phone.
Hilarious part about this, all of them have been within 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's great, man. 3 minutes, man.
Didn't even have to use what's name. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man. You got the timer, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay. Nick got the timer, man. You got 3 minutes and you got to get out of here. Be Sharp, man. What's up? just wasted like a whole minute of your time, bro.
Right.
Wasted the whole. Thank you, Nick. You wasted a whole minute of your time. Gone.
Done DeMarco.
Just like your girls said, and I can't forget what Avengers movie that was when she asked Thanos, "Was it all worth it?" You know what I'm saying?
It was worth it. It was so worth it. I just want to come up here and say I'm so proud in my KB voice. If y'all don't know who KB is, that's Kangaroo Blood. Shout out to KB.
Mhm.
I want to thank my Alabama Crimson Tide for going out there and taking care of business in Norman. We stormed Normandy, aka Norman, Oklahoma. We did our thing.
Boo, bro.
Shout out to the Water Cooler Talk Sports. Water Cooler Sports Talk for having a show.
Come on, man. Get that man show right, B.
That what I said. Didn't I say it right on the second time? I know. Water Cooler Sports Talk.
No.
Water Cooler Sports Damn,
bro, we for the Sandman, you be. We for the Sandman,
Oh.
you, bro. We for the Sandman, you,
bro.
bro.
I don't know how I'm botching this right now. Now I feel bad for botching.
Felix said, man, get off here, dude.
Hold on.
This man looking it up on YouTube, Nick.
Water Cooler Talk Sports.
Wow, man.
Came to the Apollo and tried to rap. That never worked.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
Lift
really
you
the
up,
name
brother.
of your channel. It's not Water Cooler Talk Sports no more.
Yeah, that's the name of it, but that's not what you said.
I know what I said, man. Man.
Yeah, Big G said,
Hold on.
boo,
That's
man.
beside the
You
point.
getting booed off the stage.
I apologize. That's beside the
You getting
point.
booed off the stage, Sean. Come on, Sean. Pick it up, baby. Pick it up.
We stormed Norman, Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
and we took over. We walked in that trap, took over that trap,
Mm-hmm.
and the Water Cooler Talk Sports had a show dedicated to us losing. And you know what? I said, let's prove these MFers wrong. We was down 17-0, and not one, I didn't flinch. I was like, hey, it's win or go home. Ain't no point of stressing. And we came back and we won the game. And I can tell you who don't like it. You Auburn fans. And I love it. So I want to thank you guys for that.
Like, who cares, man? Like,
That's cool. That is cool.
He beat us.
You thinking we care? We thinking you care a little more than we do, B.
No. You want to know how I know you care? You want to know how I know you care? Because you're watching us.
You know,
We
you
ain't
know how
watching you.
you
I
know
just
how
want to say
you know how
thank
you
you.
ex be like, he really cares, and you like,
Like
hey,
football.
think about you, bro.
Yeah. Y'all can say whatever you want to say.
Mhm.
But my Alabama Crimson Tide is rolling on the river.
Lord have mercy.
Shout out to y'all. And if you are an Alabama fan, I'd like to see roses all through.
He out of here, man. He out of here. Bye, y'all, man. Yeah, hey, man.
Before I get up out of here,
Go ahead, man. Yes, sir.
thank you, brother, for bringing me up here. Shout out to Ted. Shout out to Bubba. I never really get to talk to Bubba. Shout out to Bubba. DC.
Appreciate it.
And good old Nicholas, our future senator of Alabama.
Yeah, man.
Of Alabama. What? No, I ain't gonna even ask what you'll run as. We'll talk about that off stage. But I just want to let y'all know. I'm gonna send every last one of you brothers some roses.
Oh,
Cause we're going to the Rose Bowl, baby.
all right, man.
Y'all have a great one. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button to
Appreciate you,
all
man.
these brothers' channels.
Appreciate you.
Please hit the like and subscribe. Nick, I didn't get to say this to you. Congratulations to you, brothers, getting over 1,000. So I'm happy for y'all. Welcome to the
Thank you.
club. Tez, you up next.
Yes, sir.
And it's coming very, very soon, sooner or later.
Mhm.
And we're gonna make sure that happens before the summer.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, tight
Yeah.
sports too, baby. Tight sports too, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, tight
Yep.
in there too. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
all you Auburn people up in here, if y'all love Ted so much, go on over there and subscribe. We're gonna find out how much you love him. And if you ain't subscribed, you don't love Ted. But I said it here first.
Dang.
Y'all brothers have a great night, and you already know. Roll Tide roll.
I had to cut him off on that one, bro. All right, Mr. 21. Mr. 21. I had to cut him off for the comments, y'all. I had to cut him off for the comments. 21, what you got, man?
You hear me?
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, we hear you, man. Go for it.
I don't know how I follow that, but
yeah, man. It's easy to hear Alabama fans. You ain't got to talk to follow that, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. So I'll just start off with my traditional, losers mount up. It was a clear dark night, a clear white room.
Yeah,
Warren G was on the streets. I'm just I feel like I'm the only one out here that's just not, I'm letting this new coach do his thing. I'm not even concerned about the players jumping in. I think I'm probably like the anomaly. So maybe a little bit. I'm probably up there with Nick, but I'm not spazzing out on every person that's entering the transport portal. I mean, at the end of the day, we 5-7, man. There's G5 teams better than us.
Let me ask you this. Well, are we 5-7 because of the roster or the coaching? You see what I'm saying? We got rid of the coaching. So are we 5-7 because of the roster?
Roster being overpaid.
Because of the coaching.
Because I do believe this money needs to be rearranged around.
Okay.
I heard somebody talking earlier today about like Keys or DB. Mm-hmm. Is that right? Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, these are good players, but you have not produced when it was time. I mean, we had a good defense, but where were y'all at in the fourth quarter? Nowhere. People still wide open. I mean, good collectively throughout a game, but in crunch time, where the individual plays at. So I just think we need a whole reboot, but not going down to the losers as a crane, but it needs to be a lot of cleaning, and I'm glad that the books are getting clean.
Okay.
So I would say definitely a lot of the coaching definitely was, and then some of the money, because I do agree. I don't think you need, whatever the number is, I don't think you need let's just say $3 to $4 million wrapped up in your wide receiver room. Mm-hmm. You don't need that much money in that room. That money needs to be in the offensive line and defensive line, because that's what's going to win you games.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Say that again. Please say that again.
Yeah, you got to be able to rush the quarterback, block for the quarterback, have a quarterback to throw the ball before you even get to the receivers. The receivers are just luxury items. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you get one or two, that's great. You're not going to have the stacked lines like the USC's back in the day in Alabama. I mean, you don't need all that. Mm-hmm. You need one good receiver and then fill in those gaps with the other folks. But yeah, sometimes I just make sure I'm not going crazy, because I just see people freaking out and losing their mind. Mm-hmm. And just offer them some more money. And like, well, you just be doing the same thing we were doing before, just paying people just to be doing the same thing. So, I mean, go out there and look at these other players out there that are doing well. Keontae Scott out here balling. Throughout that whole game, that Miami game, all you heard was, transfer from Auburn, transfer from Boston College, transfer from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. So it can be done. So that's all I got, man.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate you, man. Very rational call, man. Appreciate you, Mr. 21. And hopefully we can get 21 points on the board per game.
Yeah.
Right.
Losers out.
This is hilarious.
That's hilarious, man. That's funny.
Woo! Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me. Ant, you want to go on now after tight?
Man, I guess I'll go on after tight, man.
Hold on, Ant. Bro, why he had to have that long before he answered the question?
Yeah, funny, man.
Tight.
I'm a tough act to follow, and I don't know about that. Anyway, I know a lot of Alabama fans told me they wasn't tripping. Okay. I wasn't tripping. I was trying not to trip, but when they got to the end of the first quarter, and I turned over to Kangaroo Black, and that man came around the corner on the screen. He had all his luggage on his arm. he said, the boy, he was like, the boy, grow up. Come get this ish. Y'all gotta get the hell out of here tonight. I was about to lose it too. I went back on my back patio. I had Nick on. I had something going on TikTok. I listened to the second quarter. Then I went to the bath. I got myself in a tub.
Dang! He just abandoned the game when he got.
No. I listened to everything, but I was not gonna sit there. Cause I told you I can't even do my show Life has been tough here in the last quarter of the year. And I'm like, I did not, I'm at my wit's end with everything. So I was like, let me go bring my nerves down. When I walked back and cut TV on, you know, got back into it. It was 17-17. But to this day, I know what happened in the second quarter, but I have not seen it. But I just wanted to drop it on y'all. But again, some Bama fans were losing. Damn mind.
Yeah, thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest, man.
I refused to do so I walked away. But this is the
Alabama fan.
This would be our. This is represents the 100 years ago. Alabama went to the Rose Bowl.
Oh wow,
it's crazy. And I actually think that's where the elephant came from, because their trunks had elephants on the side, and the size of the guys carrying those trunks. The writer put two and two together and said it must be an elephant, must be their mascot. So that's how that happened. But all right, guys, I enjoyed it. Y'all have a good evening. Happy Christmas.
Appreciate the Alabama history type. Appreciate you being a real Alabama fan and telling the truth, man. Appreciate you, bro.
I'm be cutting the back of y'all hamstrings like we're gonna show tomorrow.
No. Only last of the man. And
nah. Well,
come on now, Ant. What's up,
man? Shout out to my guy. Yeah, man.
Got inside the Ant on, man. The last call of the day.
Shout out to Ant.
Hey, man, I'm tearing up 85 right now, trying to get to the crib, man.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. Where you at, Ant?
Oh man, I'm passing by this big Kia plant over here in West Point, Georgia.
Oh, you almost you getting that in?
Yes. Man, look, everybody, you should have expected K and Lee to leave.
Really?
Yeah,
that's a fact.
That should have been expected. McGriff was, they was like thick as thieves, bro. Like,
okay.
Jay Crawford. I expect them to come back, but the way the new deals they doing is set up, everybody think it's about money, and I get it. But coming from the player standpoint, when you're making 1.2, 1.3 million as a straight out, no matter if I played 2 plays or 22 plays, this is my pay. We'll give you 500,000, but if you catch 3 interceptions, you get a bump, and you might end up with 1.5. You know what I'm saying? So I think really and truly it's just the difference in, now I'm gonna have to play ball. You know what I'm saying? And it's not relaxed. It's not relaxed no more, basically.
No, I can't, man. That's interesting, man. So in Tez, I know you read the article. Was it about Hokerson talking about front loading of the contracts? Anybody read that article?
Yeah. He basically
speak on that a little bit.
I was about to say, he's basically said the same thing that Ant saying is pretty much a lot of the players were on front loaded contracts because when Hugh Freeze took over the roster was not the roster that we have now. It was massively depleted. So they had to spend a lot of money up front to get a lot of the talent in. And now what you are seeing is, in a nutshell, basically the coach is on a prove it deal, incentive based contract. And now the players are essentially, they're trying to restructure some of those so that they be on proven and incentive based contracts. It's probably about the same amount of money. They actually, some of them actually could stand a chance to make more money. But what you're seeing now is a lot of players hitting the portal to see if, like I said, you're getting paid 1.5 million whether I play or not. They telling you, hey, well, we want to take that down to 500,000-600,000. Cool. What you said now is players hitting the portal and saying, hey, is anybody willing to give me that 1.5 million up front? Right.
Right.
And then what I think what you'll find, and I'm not 100% sure about this, but what you'll find is, like, due to the production of some of these players, you may not see a lot of the schools that are willing to offer that much. Aren't schools that they want to play at, if that makes sense. So you may get some of those players to come back, in the fold or whatnot. It just I like it because I love the fact that the staff is essentially saying, like, man, we're not just going to reward you guys, and they're doing this from the top down. Like you said, Golich is on the same type of deal, right? So they're saying, like, man, hey, we're not going to just throw the book at you. We're going to listen. You got to put something on the field. You got to win games. You got to produce, and then you can make that type of money. That is not just not throwing money at potential. And I like it. That's part of building a culture in the program. That's why, like Ed was saying, hey, I'm not so, I don't really care about the players that are in the portal. And I get it. Like, they are big names, right? These are players that we've grown to know and love. But, like, essentially, you have to ask yourself this. If this is what's going on and players are hitting the portal, that's those players essentially saying, like, hey, I don't know if I can ball out enough to make the type of money they was giving me up front. Right? When you think about it, like if I offer you more money based on your stats, and you're willing to hit the portal, that's you essentially saying, like, I don't know if I can hit those caps. I'm not confident that I can hit those caps. Let me see if I can find a school that'll just pay me that money for showing up. And do you want those players on your team? Like, do you want to play on your team with that type of mentality? Or do you want players on your team that's willing to go out and earn the money, and, essentially put good products on the field? So it's a culture shift from, the staff down. It's not just the players. The entire staff is being reevaluated that way. So that's why I said, like, a part of a culture shift starts with the fans too. A lot of us, things are going to be a little bit different, right? Now, I know a lot of people are uneasy about it, but at the same time, it's like, you got to give it a chance. You got to give it an opportunity. There's still a lot of talent left on this roster. We lost 2 starting corners. I can make the argument that Rachel Unpleasant flashed more than both of them. Ooh, just to be honest.
I can make the argument that Blake Woodby will be a star.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. It's just like, give it time, man. I'm not saying that we're going to go out and shock the world or anything like that, but, man, give these guys the process, the benefit of the doubt, and trust the process. It's like Auburn Thaw said, man. He made a point that I made a couple times. I think Nick made the exact same point. Is, man, these guys, we talk about Auburn having this history of the boosters getting involved and the powers that be making decisions. And here we are saying, like, oh, we shouldn't have let this guy go because he's proven. Because this guy wants to bring in his own guys. It's like, now we're asking the boosters and the powers to be to get back involved, to retain guys, and not giving the coach full autonomy. So, like, man, just trust it. We went 5-7. We go 5-7 again, we'll be even, right? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it can get worse, of course, but I'm just saying, like, give them the benefit of the doubt, man. Let's see it first, right? We haven't even hit the spring portal. We haven't even hit spring practice. We ain't even seen the A-Day. We don't know what it's gonna look like when it comes time to put it on the field. So I'm gonna trust the coach. Like,
same thing I've been saying, Ted, bro. We ain't even got players for the players we losing, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Blockton's gone, Can Lee's gone."
Now, Blockton, I didn't want that to happen. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I didn't either. I ain't either, but
that one was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, let me make a statement here. We sometimes overgeneralize a lot of things, and I stated this during the season, but people was like, "Ah, it is what it is." When I would make certain statements about the defense, the defense was okay. I mean, let's just be real about it. Defense was okay. Defense. The run defense was amazing. Run defense was top 5 in the conference. Your pass defense was bottom half of the conference.
True.
You had problems covering people. You had problems covering tight ends. You had problems letting people get behind you. So why are we sitting here? And this is no knock to these guys. Ain't nothing to them. We're talking about proven guys, but we're sitting here talking about guys that got beat a lot in certain situations. Guys that gave up big plays a lot in certain situations. And talk about guys that didn't tackle well in space a lot, besides Sylvester Smith. in certain situations. Why don't we want to go out there and see if we can find somebody that could potentially come and be an upgrade to that? I think we just did. I think the whole thing is I think it's really just the fact of the matter that these guys chose Auburn from the jump. I think that's what it is. You get attached to it, and that's been said before.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're trying to be a better football team, you're trying to be better every year. NFL does it all the time. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care what you did the year before. I mean, yeah, that has some credence to it, and you'll get a little bit of reprieve from that. But they're always trying to find somebody that can replace you. Somebody younger, somebody better, somebody that has a little bit more tread on the tires.
Cheaper.
Somebody that's cheap, exactly. Somebody that's cheaper. Somebody that has produced better. And that's what that's what you're gonna start seeing with this team. And that is something that, as a mentality of Auburn, we have to get it. We have to start understanding. You gotta start producing and not just being happy to be there. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to make it, man, but you gotta start winning. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like there's this narrative that goes to Auburn that I feel that it's just like, oh man, we made it. Or the narrative of, man, these teams that Auburn played, look at them. They didn't do so well in the playoffs. Well, guess what? They made it. We didn't.
Right.
So that's and in the words of Jake Crane and Ed Darby, that's a loser's mentality. That's what that is. And I don't mind saying that people can feel how they feel about it. But, man, I'm trying to win, bro. I'm not even on the sideline, dog. I'm tired, like, and this is coming from a fan perspective. This ain't trying to be no analysis on no thing. And from this point on, man, I'm just tired of having conversations with other teams and other fan base, and they just be like, man, y'all got a good roster, man, but I don't know what's going on at Auburn. I'm like, man, I've been saying the same thing for the past 5 years, my boy. I have no idea, bro. So I mean, it's just a matter of fact, man. We just get enamored with these players, but then when we look at the numbers, are these guys really what we think they are? There's no knock at it. Ain't no knock to them and nothing like that. Ain't nothing. It's just the numbers tell us everything. When you go to your job, people look at the numbers and see if you produce. And if you ain't hitting the metrics, they looking at you. They putting you on an improvement plan, 90-day improvement plan. And if you get a 90-day improvement plan, guess what happened? More than likely, you getting ready to get replaced by somebody that can come in and do it. So there's no difference here, man. And especially with the amount of money that's being put into these college football programs, and there's really no return on investment but a trophy. I don't care no more, man. Let's just win football games.
I feel you on that, man.
Anything else?
Say this. I would rather have. If any, I feel I'm gonna say this, and people could I'm like Nick. Y'all can take it how y'all want to. I would rather have Jay Crawford paid in full. Whatever he asked for, I'll base him out. And I would say I'd rather have Malik Blockton out of everybody that's hit the portal, or say they hitting the portal. Them are really the only two that I can have back, because like Bubba said earlier, that's the quickest 3 technique we got on the roster.
The only quick 3 technique we got on the roster.
Only, right. And it's hard to get great pressure up the middle. But when you do have great pressure coming up the middle, it throws everything else off. And as far as Jay Crawford goes, bro, Jay Crawford could take away half the field. And that's a big gain if you can get him back. Because just like how Darrell Reeves was, you can probably put Jay Crawford on the best receiver on the team and probably shut him down. And right now, that's what you're gonna need.
That's what's up, man. All right, man. We about to get out of here. Susan Scales says coaching was part of the issue. Tiger Boy says, where's Ryan Williams? I don't know. Kenya says, Bama fans watch Auburn too. They do. Wade says he's not worried. Brandon says trust the process. It's me. Of course, says we got 6 years of failure. I'm sorry, it's me. Phil Will, you have to do more with more. Gregory says a Ferrari needs coaching. And CJ says, who deleted my comment? I didn't. None of us did, CJ. So it happens sometimes. I don't know why that happens sometimes. It's not us. Tennis girl, of course, is doing her hating. And slowed up Duncan join us, man. Billy McGee is in too, man. Says JM Blockton was the worst we lost so far. Don't sleep on Blake Woodby. Go ahead, Ant.
I had one more. I had one more for you, DC.
Okay.
And
that's funny.
I've heard you've been asking about this young man for the past 2 weeks.
What?
And I'll tell you this.
What?
Cam Coleman is a 50-50 chance.
What?
It's depending on.
Close the show down, man. Close the show down.
It's depending on the quarterback.
Man, put the close sign. Put the close sign.
With Cam, it's us or Texas.
What? Man, I was trying to get off the show. What, Bubba?
It's us or Texas.
Yeah.
Bro, I was trying. You know how
I heard that
the
too,
close
Bubba.
sign around, bro. I just turned the close sign around. All right.
It's the quarterback for Auburn. It's the quarterback. He wants Deuce to play. Be the starter.
Okay. This is Insider Ant. This is Insider Ant, y'all.
And come on
DC
now,
don't
we
know
already know.
Yeah.
We already know who finna come in and start. So
there's
there's no question on that.
Okay, Insider Ant had been wrong. So if DC ain't gonna the Insider Ant.
I'm not saying he leaving DC. I'm not saying he leaving DC.
I'm gonna go get in the tub like Tyke did.
But if Brown does come here and be the starter, he could stay. I put like he could stay. It's gonna be some low chances, but he could stay.
Good God Almighty, man! What a way to close the show, man.
I just think. We can win more than 5 games without Cam Coleman.
We'll be all right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for what you got coming in, I wouldn't if he want to lead.
Would love to have him, but
if he want to lead by, because Singleton got the same body frame as a Cam.
To your point though, Ed, that's a problem with. I think the fan base is like a lot of times we place the blame on one single entity or one single person. Hugh Freeze was a huge scapegoat in this, and it's like, man, Hugh Freeze didn't drop those passes. There was a lot of drops.
Sure,
we had a lot of drops in the wide receiver. We had a lot of misassignments up front. It's like, come on, man. Like, if you're a good player, like play ball. You know how to catch. You know how to block. You know how to do those things. Yeah. Effort is another one. So like. We'll see.
All right, man. We finished, bro. That's amazing. Okay, way to end the show, Ant. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up with you? What's up, Hardball, man? Hardball says he was afraid of losing talent. That's how I'm looking, Susan. Jesus, man. Billy thinks so too, man. That's it, man. I'm done, man. Don't sleep on Sam.
Sam Turner gone.
Oh, guys, I was like this. Now you ruined the plain truth.
Golish processed him like one weekend.
That
processed him out like one weekend.
Yeah,
I texted you that, DC.
There will be new names.
Yeah, you text me some other stuff that came true too, bro. Like,
hey, so DC, let me
bro, all this stuff y'all all be texting me come true, bro. I just don't say it on this platform.
As far as what Godbody was talking about with Kenyatta Watson, Golish had nothing to do with Kenyatta Watson leaving.
Yeah, he got a promotion, man.
Yeah,
he got a promotion.
Boston
alma mater.
Be happy for that man.
Made him the head G.
Yeah.
And Auburn waited to.
Uh-oh. The ant phone.
Golish got him.
The ant phone. The Golish got him. coldest guy.
Lay the antenna up, man.
Man, get a VPN, man.
You know what? I'm too close to all. I'm telling y'all too much. I'm too close to Auburn. They messing with my signal right now.
I can't, bro. Y'all have me crying on this show.
They
Man.
did that when you was in Utah, man. Stop it.
And
I mean, Utah is full of mountains. I mean, come on now, bro.
That's true. It's true. Oh man, I'm just kidding.
That's all right, man. We gotta go, man. I'm telling y'all, this is about to blow all the way up. That's what Billy says, man. Susan, man, we'll see y'all. We'll see y'all, man. Happy holidays to y'all, man. Yeah, man. It's just the end of the show is just done going off the chain, man. We out of here, man. We out of here, man. We'll say War Eagle, man. Thank you, Ant, for blowing up the whole show. Appreciate that, man.
What?
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Come on.
Just ain't going, Ant. Just ain't going, man. We'll see.